Hi, everyone, and welcome to our follow-up session from Magic of Marketing on open house and cutting hours from your workflow. We're going to go ahead and dive right in today. My name is Kayla Samanzi. I'm one of the customer success trainers here with Rechat. I've been training a little over 11 years now. It's something I'm really passionate about. And alongside with me today, I do have my wonderful colleague, Thomas Flynn with us, who is our lead customer success trainer and has been a licensed realtor as well as a trainer as well himself. And you can see that here, he's been doing that since 2011, and he's here to answer any questions that you may have as we dive into everything today. So feel free to use the chat or the Q&A and we'll answer your stories. I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll go ahead and answer any of your questions. And like I said, this is a follow-up to last week's Magic of Marketing. And so in just a few moments, I'm going to let Maryam, in her own words, tell you her story of success. And what's great about Maryam is she's actually a new user to Rechat and dove right in and started using our different tools. And where she found success is with that open house registration tool, as well as creating an e-blast or an email marketing template, and she noticed that it saved her so much time. And what we're going to go over with you today after we hear from Maryam in her own words, we're going to walk you through on creating your own e-blast. Then we're going to go over creating your own registration tool as well, and then how you can use that and what happens once we start getting those registrants in. And so in just a few seconds, I'm going to let you all listen to what Maryam has to say.
I was so excited to see that Rechat had open house flyer templates. Prepping for my open house last weekend, I decided to try it out. I picked my template, searched the property address, and boom, done. It took maybe 1 minute. I had a beautiful professional flyer with all of the home info and my contact info ready to print. What a time saver, and almost no effort on my part. Next, I created a registration page. This also took very little effort and time. I searched the address, added in the date and time of the open house, and I was ready to go. After my open houses, I used to have to manually import the guest info into my CRM from the Google Sheet document I had them sign in on. Now that step is completely eliminated from my process. I can easily send a follow-up email right from Rechat as soon as the open house has ended. I love that if they don't add a realtor when signing in, it automatically tags them as a lead. Rechat has really made my open house flow so much easier and quicker. Overall, I'm super pleased with Rechat so far and looking forward to watching my business flourish with it.
How great was her story? So we heard in her own words, and we heard her say several times, easier, quicker, saved her time, it eliminated steps in her process. And once we dive into Rechat, you're truly going to see just how easy and quick that can be. With that being said, I'm ready to take you live in Rechat. So I'm going to pull up my Rechat account here with us today. So bear with me just for 1 second while I just switch gears here. Perfect. So I'm now logged into my Rechat account. And so a little bit about the open house registration tool and how it works before we dive into creating a template and we create the open house registration page. This is a digital sign-in experience for your open house attendees. So you may create this morning of or even maybe a few days before. And once you have it set it up, you're just going to simply open up a web page that we provide you. And what's great about it, it works offline. So you're going to open it before you go to your open house while you're still connected to Wi-Fi and internet, a hotspot, just in case you don't have access to those items during your open house. And then what will happen is once you're back home or at your office and you sync back to Wi-Fi, those leads or those individuals that signed in will now import and get created within Rechat for you. And they also, you heard it, they get tagged for you too, which is a huge time saver. Now, this does work offline, but if you are online at the time of this occurring, it will live sync and we make it so much easier for you to then follow up. And I'm really excited to show you everything. Let's begin by showing you the templates that are available to you. We're going to navigate on our left-hand side to marketing and just simply tap right into marketing. And we're going to go into our properties category and select open house from the drop-down menu. I'm just hiding our menu here. By default, I am on my email templates, but there are also social posts and stories for Instagram available for you to use. So quite a few ways to market your open house as well, so that way you get those attendees in. I can scroll through, find a template I like. I love personally the black and white ones. I just like how they look. So let's go ahead and just simply tap into this template here. We get a great little preview that we can scroll through. I love it. We're going to tap next here. And then from here, we just need to either enter in an MLS ID number, an address, or as long as my MLS is connected, I can choose from a listing that appears. And I can also market off-market properties as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one right here, the 4355 Sayball Palm Road. I'm just clicking on it. And what's going to happen in just a few seconds is I now have a ready to send email. That took us maybe a minute, just like Maryam said. Within a minute, she had something beautiful to send out. Of course, you could always swap things out, such as this photo. Let's maybe click on it and choose another one. And everything that we have here is information that's generated and pulled from the MLS. So let's maybe go ahead and choose a different photo. Let's use this one so that way we can imagine ourselves sitting on these beautiful chairs overlooking this beautiful body of water. And right here it says open house. So let's go ahead and put our details in. Let's do Sunday, March. I don't know what date the weekend is. We're going to do, I think it's March 22nd this weekend. We're going to pretend the dates are right here. March 22nd, 2024. And I can, of course, click into this and also edit the time. I have the address information. I'm just going to get rid of that comma. My property description is telling me the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the square footage. I could also swap these photos out too if I wanted to. And it's just simple as clicking into the template and let's again select something different. Since we already use this particular photo, let's use this one because I think it's a great view as well. And these two are pretty similar, so I may want to consider swapping those out as well. At the very bottom, it has my job title, which I did not input into my profile settings. But I have my phone number, my email address, and I also have social groups here, which link me back to my Instagram, my LinkedIn, my Facebook. And this is all set up under my settings. So if you don't have your own, you can always put your brokerage in to link to. And it has my photo here and my branding. So if you're with a different brokerage, no need to fret. It will have your brokerage's logo and information also displayed on this. So I am technically all set and I'm happy with this. Let's go ahead and tap continue. And from here, I can start putting in my contacts. I can use my tags, a smart list I created, or I can just start typing away names, emails, and addresses. I'm just going to tap all my contacts and we're going to confirm the send, put my subject line. Please join us this weekend. And I can, of course, schedule this out because it's Tuesday. Maybe I want to send this out on Thursday. March 22nd is Friday. And I'm going to tap schedule. And now there's there. I could also tap save, send, excuse me, and that's going to go out immediately. And we're just going to close out of this because it's already and it's set to go. And I do want to show you the social posts really quickly. So if I tap social posts, these are also ready to use posts with Instagram. Now, if you have your Instagram connected to Rechat and it has to be a professional Instagram account that is connected to a business public facing Facebook page, and that's going to allow you to schedule or send posts directly from Rechat to Instagram. If you don't have that connection, because maybe you have a personal account or don't take those steps, that's okay. I'm going to show you how you can still access this to share. And what's great is if you save this to your account by tapping continue and you log into the mobile app, you can quickly access that. And as long as you have Instagram downloaded and installed on your app, that will also allow you to share directly from there too. And all I do is tap something here, tap next. I'm going to choose my property just like I did before. And with this, I can go ahead, tap my photo, just like I did before, and change it. I'm actually going to leave it as is because I think it's a great photo, especially because this little graphic is transparent. And I, of course, can edit this information. I can maybe add when the open house is too. We're going to tap continue. It's going to prep the design and save it to our account for us. That's just going to take a moment. So if I tap social media, if I don't have it connected, it will prompt me to do so, but that's okay if I don't. I could download the file to my computer. I can text it to myself. And when I text it to myself, it gives me a link that if I tap it, it opens up within the Rechat mobile app. I can also just tap get link and this will copy this link that I can then share out. But if I did have my Instagram connected, I'd be able to choose that account and schedule or send it out. So very simple to do. So we created 2 things within a matter of minutes. Like Maryam said, it was such a huge time saver for her because she had something ready to send. And I'm going to also show you something I think is really cool on the Today page. If we actually scroll down to the To Market area, here's that property. If I actually tap into this here, we can create that open house registration page from this page. There it is. But it also shows me the ready to send content as well. So I can see emails here, social posts and stories where I can get everything at a quick glance and I have everything within access of my fingertips. So I can tap open house registration from here, but I can also click create and tap open house registration page. And I am going to do it this way, but from here, the steps, no matter which option you click, will be the same. We're going to still use this 4355 Sabal Palm Road. There it is. And so now that I have my address entered in, I can add a description here, which is only internal. It's not going to be client facing. And now I can go ahead and choose the date and time I want to host my open house. So let's do Sunday the 24th. And I'm just going to simply type in 12:00 p.m. and I can add an end time here. So if this is going to go from 12 to 2 p.m., I can certainly do that. And I can add a reminder for myself so that way I get notified of the event. And I can also attach a contact here. So if I am the selling agent and I'm working with them and they're my CRM already, I can go ahead and simply select that individual. And now this will be part of their contact record history. And from here, I could tap save and be all set, but I want to take it a step further and we're going to tap edit guest registration here at the bottom. And what this is going to happen, it's going to take a moment to load because it's creating the registration page for us that we're going to be able to use here in just a moment. And it's creating the fields that will appear on the form and it's mapping them to the correct places within Rechat. So I do have my 2 text fields here. And of course, I can edit those. I can tap the photo just like I did in the other templates and change those out as well. I really love this photo. Maybe not the best for this one because you can see it cuts off the other couch. Maybe let's use this one. I love that one as well. We're not going to be able to edit the fields here. So you'll notice here 3 of the 5 fields have asterisks for them. First name, last name, and email are the only pieces of information that are required. Phone number and realtor's name are optional for those that are signing in. And we're going to go over that in just a moment here. And then once I'm done, I'm going to tap continue. And then you must tap save. So that way it actually saves everything that we just did. Again, so quick. It maybe took me a minute or 2 to create that, but I don't have to do the edit guest registration page. I can just tap save and then continue on my way. It looks like it has disappeared, but it hasn't. If we actually navigate back over to transactions in open house, we're going to find the list of any open house registration pages that we have created. So you're going to typically be creating these in advance. Maybe it's the morning of. You're typically not going to be creating these as you're getting ready to walk out the door. So once we're ready, and if you do have Wi-Fi connected there, you can worry about the stuff when you get to your open house. But if you don't, you're going to want to come to this page here, find the property, so that 4355 Civil Pond Road, and we're going to tap guest registration page, and this is going to open up another tab within our browser. So just a point to make here for you all, if you are going somewhere that does not have an internet connection, because maybe the homeowners aren't giving you the password, or maybe it's a vacant property, open this prior to you leaving. Don't power down or shut off your device. Just simply close it and leave this page open. You don't want to close this out. This is exactly what the attendees are going to see when they sign in. So let's go ahead and sign in a few people together. So we're going to type Miss Rebecca, And she's just going to put in her email address. And we're going to tap submit. What that does, and you can see it tells me contact information has been successfully registered. It clears it out. Let's go ahead and sign in as another individual, Mr. Miles. And he's going to go ahead and he is going to put a realtor's name in. So he's working with Thomas Flynn. We're going to tap submit. And let's go ahead and do another individual here as well. One more for the record, so that way we can just see what's going on and tap submit. Now we're going home or back to our office and we're reconnecting to the internet, or maybe you had access to all along. Those contacts that we just added will have now synced into our people page. So let's go ahead and go there. I'm going to navigate over here and just simply tap people, and that's going to bring me to a list of my contacts. How do I find those contacts now through my list of hundreds and hundreds of contacts here? We make it so simple for you. You want to tap add filter, select open house from the drop down, and you're going to either type in the property name or just simply select it from the drop down if you don't have a lot like I do. And that's going to bring up anybody who signed into the open house as well as the contact that we added to it as well. So you see we added Kelly to it. Here she is. But now we can see Rebecca, Miles, and Bryce. And we'll notice here that they got tagged already for us, which is fantastic. I may have already had Rebecca in here, but no worries. She didn't get tagged as open house for that reason. But it did tag Miles as open house, and it tagged Bryce as lead open house. So what Rechat has done for you is taken off your plate. So instead of picking up your notebook and trying to decipher chicken scratch handwriting, is that a 5? Is that an S? Is that an O? Is that a 0? I don't know. We have taken that away from you and automatically added those registrants into Rechat for you. We added their first and last name. We tagged them for you, and we've added notes too. So let's tap into Bryce's name here, and let's look at our history. Oops, sorry, notes here. So it's created our notes for us. And if we click into this, it says source open house registration, when they signed in. So it actually tracks to the minute of when they signed in, the open house they've attended, and you can see it says realtor NA. Rechat is intelligent enough to pick up on those fields and how these individuals are signing in. So it's recognizing that Bryce didn't sign in with a realtor. So it's tagging her or him as lead open house because they're going to be someone for us to follow up with and hopefully have them buy this home from us. And if we go under, it's probably gonna be under upcoming because it's for Sunday. We can see that there. And I can see on their contact information, they originated from that open house registration page. If Bryce over time keeps going to my open houses and signs in using that, over time, I'm going to be able to see that they've attended that. So that way, maybe I can work with them to get them into their home and find them that dream property. And let's go back into my contacts here and look at Miles. And again, he was created for my open house registration page, but let's check out that notes to see maybe why he was only tagged as open house. Right there, he's working with a realtor. Now, if you know Thomas, or maybe you don't, and you look him up, you can now work with him to hopefully get this individual into that home. So you can be like, hey, your client Miles came to my open house. Let's see if they have questions. You need to come back to look at the property, work with them, and establish that relationship with another realtor. And so now we want to follow up with these clients. How can I do that so I can exclude Miles? I truly only want to connect with those that are a lead here. What I can do is tap filter and tap tag and do is lead. So this is now going to weed out anybody from this open house that signed in that is not tagged as lead open house. We're going to pretend we have quite a few people here. We can go ahead and select all of those individuals and do add to flow. And we're going to pretend this is an open house lead flow. And I can go ahead and tap add. And now what's going to happen, depending on how that's set up, it's going to start an email communication with those individuals, whether it's right away or maybe except for a day after. it's automatically going to take care of that communication for me, whether it's immediately or within a few hours or a few days, depending on how you set up your flow. And what's great about this, especially if you're connected to the internet and you have the mobile app, you can just download it by searching for Rechat. It's on iPhones, iPads, and Android devices. They're walking through the home. Hey, what's your name? Oh, you're Bryce. Type in the name in your contacts. Bryce comes up, and now right from their profile on your phone, you can enroll them into a flow. So that way they get your contacts or your first email as soon as you're done talking to them. I think that's fantastic. And then you can add notes live while you're speaking with them. I think that's absolutely incredible. And just for something, a bonus I want to share with you all is you can market your open house through agent network as well. So let's cover that too. And that's also under marketing, agent network. And I could just need to find that property again. And this is going to cast a net around that property for me of top producing agents. And this does take a few minutes to load. But once I have this list, I can select everybody that's here and then send out that e-blast I created to send to my contacts or my sphere of influence to say, hey, come to my open house. Do you have a buyer looking for this property? I have their dream property here. So once this loads, and it should have information here such as the agent's name, brokerage, and some numbers here. Depending on your MLS, the information might be a little different, just depending on what they allowed to share with us here. Because it takes a moment or two just because it is a pretty powerful tool. And this is just another way to quickly market your open house here. So hopefully this goes in just a second here. But so far, I would agree that Maryam was correct how quick this is. We pulled in 948 agents. We're not going to do anything crazy. We're just going to simply tap eBlast. Go to My Designs because I already created that open house email. There it is. Just tap into it and tap continue again because I already made this beautiful. I already did everything I wanted to do. And now I can just type my subject line in. It's already blind carbon copied all of these agents, and I can go ahead and send that out. Absolutely incredible. And then I know we have a few minutes, but I'm going to just quickly again show you where you can find that open house registration tool so that way you can create it later today. You can go tap create through here and tap open house registration page. Either enter in your MLS ID number or address. So we're just going to type that in again here. Did I type in it correctly? There it goes. And now I just need to put in my date and time. So this is for Sunday. Let's actually maybe do it the next weekend. So it creates two separate pages for me. Add my end time. This is optional, not required. And then tap save. Boom, less than a minute. Such a huge time saver. And now I can just go to transactions and open house. Before I leave for my open house here, tap guest registration page, leave this open, and now my open house attendees can start signing in. And that brings us to the end of our open house continuation for Magic Marketing, where we show you how to cut hours from your workflow. I hope you all are just as excited to use this and save those time in your day because every minute is precious. But I do just want to thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye, everyone.